In the National Association of Realtors' most recent existing home sales report, the days on the market are still at their teenager level. We need our housing market to go to college and find a room to rent with a roommate in their 20s. Hi, I'm Beata Bukowski with Fairway Independent Mortgage, coming to you with our weekly economic update. Yes, home prices have been going crazy by most economists' standards, unhealthy crazy, topping 20% in year-over-year increases. One of the things that can slow down the market a little bit, and these price appreciations, will be obviously these mortgage interest rates going higher, and we've been witnessing those since January of this year. Since January only, rates went up close to 2%, and this is one of the fastest pace ever seen of record. The other thing, as just mentioned, if we start getting into the 20s rather than our teenage years, meaning properties staying on the market for a healthy 20 to 30 day period of time rather than selling off within days up to teens, we shall experience a little bit slower of value appreciation. The Fed does not like what happened with the property prices, and they are doing everything possible to slow this down a bit. In other news, last week we had the report on consumer as well as producer price index, and both are showing steaming hot results. On the consumer level, inflation went from 7.9 to 8.5%, which is the highest it has been reported in 41 years. On the wholesale side, it went from 10.3 to a whopping 11.2%, which is the highest number ever on record since they've started some methodology changes in 2010. What is interesting and important to note here is that typically producers will pass on these price increases to consumers. So consumer numbers are going to be catching up with the wholesale numbers very quickly. In positive news, silver lining to all this is that when we take out the volatile energy and food prices, we call it the core inflationary numbers, showed a little cooler than anticipated. So there's hope, and as I mentioned, silver lining here. In other news, on the unemployment level, we've got 18,000 more claims for the first-time unemployment, totaling 1.7 million people currently collecting unemployment, and that is the lowest number week by week in the last 54 weeks. Finally, there was a report on freight. It's called Cass Freight Index. We don't talk about this very often, but it's noteworthy today because North American freight market showed that freight volumes slowed down 3.6% year over year, and shipments were up almost 3%. So according to Cass, seasonally speaking, this is 100 basis points below what's typical, which may again be indicating and pointing towards that inevitable right now recession. When there is slowdowns, obviously, when there is an uptick in unemployment, together with the crossover of the yields on 2-year versus long-term bonds, all that will point directly to a recession. That's all I had for you today. Thanks very much for tuning in. Beata Bukowski over and out.